DTC membership update effective with the close of business on July 13th, 2021. JP Morgan Chase Bank National Association will retire the following account. But I do have to say, man, the signs are there. I mean, I'm looking at a bunch of red flags, and whether it's GME or not GME, I see a disaster looming on the horizon. And look, I want the MOAS to come just as much as the next. But, I guess we got to be careful what we ask for, right? Because if there's a ginormous market crash, like even worse than we had when COVID was at its peak, right? I don't know what's going to happen, man. And if we don't rebound nowhere near as quick, I don't know, man. I don't know. Things are looking scary.
Hey guys, Diana George here. So a lot of you are asking me, is the market going to crash? And the answer is yes. And these are the 8 reasons why it's going to crash. Number 1, 35% of the US dollar has been printed in the last year. Number 2, market cap GDP is at an all-time high. Number 3, historic lows on mortgage interest rates. Number 4, corporate debt is at an all-time high. Number 5, the S&P 500 companies are super overvalued. Number 6, household debt in America is at an all-time high. Number 7, passive index funds are in a bubble. And number 8, real estate prices are highly inflated. Markets don't typically crash, but when you have irresponsible policies in place that have been going on for years and nothing is being regulated, this is exactly what happens. And so for those reasons, you can expect a crash, most economists believe, at the end of this year,
I think we all have gotten to a point in our lives where we don't expect the government to tell us the truth. At best, we expect them to give us a little bit of hyperbole mixed in with a little bit of truth, but nobody expects them to just tell it to us straight. But this number is so shocking that I don't even know what to do with it. They talk about how the national debt, $28 trillion. Damn. That's not the national debt. That's the national debt minus all of our unfunded liabilities. Once you add in the unfunded liabilities, our GDP to debt ratio goes from 100% to 531%. Because right now, our national debt is $162 trillion.
$100 in cash. And you want to buy stock in XYZ company. And stock is $10 a share. Okay, for your $100, you could buy 10 shares at $10. Okay, not talking commissions or fees or anything like that, just straight stock. All right. But with margin, your $100 allows you to buy $150 worth of stock. The other $50 you have borrowed. And we all know interest rates are dirt cheap right now, so margin rates are dirt cheap. So you're going, oh, gee, if I'm paying 3% margin, but the market's going up to the moon, as long as I make 4%, I'm making money using somebody else's money. That's a great deal, okay? And for the last 15, 16 months, it's been a no-brainer. Well, here's what happened in July. Okay, numbers just came out from FINRA, and that is kind of important to know. Okay, FINRA is the Financial Institute or Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. All right, so these are the big boys here. Margin rates went down in July, not interest rates. The amount of money on margin. What does that mean? That means the people who are borrowing money to invest in the stock market are pulling back. They're taking some profits out, okay? They're getting themselves out of debt. I will tell you what happens every time that the use of margin goes down. The stock market tanks, and so does the economy. Now, I've said all year, I still expect the Dow under 20,000 by the end of the year. We're at what? 35,000, something like that. I mean, where the hell are we? We are at 35.3. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at still a 40% drop in the market. Okay, 45, somewhere thereabouts. Yeah, I'll still say that, because if you have all this money on margin, people are borrowed up to here, and the market starts going down, that $50 that you borrowed on my $100 example, well, now if your stock's only worth 140, the bank calls you up, the brokerage house calls you up and says, you got to give us the other $10. And it goes down to 130. Now they say, oh, you got to give us another $10. And it's a snowball. So how do people come up with that cash? If they borrowed money to invest it in the first place, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to sell that off. They're going to sell stuff at a loss. Well, selling causes the market to go down, and it's a snowball effect, and it keeps going down and down and down and down and down. No different than anything else, okay? Now, we saw this happen in 2001 after 9/11. We saw this happen in 2008. We saw this happen when COVID started, okay? Margin is completely speculation. That speculative money has no loyalty to it whatsoever. It's only there to see if they can make a quick buck. Those people will also bail fast too. And I'm going to tell you this right now. The people that buy on margin aren't going with $100 and buying $150 worth of stock. They're the people that go, I've got $100,000 and I'm going to buy $150,000 worth of this stock and that stock and this stock and everything. And it's going to tank. All those kids playing on Robinhood who maybe are margining, stuff like that, they don't know what a down market is like. They're going to run for the hills fast. That will cause everything to tank in a heartbeat. All right. So I'm telling you this because then the other curveball that you get is you have the Fed coming out on Friday. What do they do with interest rates? Are they dovish? Are they hawkish? You have no idea because they have not tipped their hand whatsoever. And when they do tip their hand, sometimes they come out and do the other thing. You're going to see in the next few days either a massive spike in the market or a massive drop in the market. One of the two, okay, by Monday. And whether you're invested or not, I mean, that's neither here nor there. And no, I'm not giving anybody investment advice, and don't send me emails saying, what should I do with my 401k? I can't tell you that. All right. I'm telling you to watch what is going on. But when people start getting out of debt, start selling off things to get out of debt, that tells you they are worried about where the economy is going. Institutions, okay, when Ford Motor Company or when General Electric or when Microsoft or when Google is reducing their leverage, okay, those are big numbers that you're talking about them selling, okay? So just pay attention to that, because then the other side of it, when you get their third side to this thing here, is China now wants to get foreign investors to invest in bonds, municipal bonds in China. So China has now come up to the point saying, we can't afford to grow anymore. Who does this sound like? The United States, okay, 30 years ago. We need to borrow money from other countries to maintain our growth. China is now where we were, where the United States was in the 1960s, 1970s. They're going to start borrowing money to maintain their growth. We're at the peak of borrowing money. We can't do it anymore. No, they keep trying. It all comes full circle. So now there's an